So here we go. Sound check. Good, good. Text message. Yep. If you heard that, then you know the microphone's working. So let's get started, shall we? Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
How is everybody doing? So, I don't know if you guys remember when we went to Alaska on one of our classes last year. Any of you remember that? Last year, this year, something like that. Yeah. I know it feels pretty fresh in my mind. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you remember going to Alaska, I did talk about it is the largest U.S. state, but it is also one of the least populated. You guys recognize this flag right here? Yeah, no, maybe? Yep.
Little.
Okay, if you recognize the flag, then you probably know it. You probably remember the Alaska class that we did. And so I may have to ask you again, have any of you been to Alaska by a show of hands? You've been to Alaska, Katie? Yeah? Or are you just saying that? Are you doing what Matt Matthias does and just says it?
Yeah.
I'm not going to call out any names, even though I just did.
Mm-hmm.
So, when I said by a show of hands, this time I can raise my hand. Because yes, ladies and gentlemen, just this past month, well, sort of. This past month, sort of, I did actually go to Alaska. It was a lot of fun. I had a great time while we were over there, and I'm going to show you some pictures. And to those of you who actually watch the YouTube channel, I just uploaded a video yesterday talking about my trip to both Alaska and Canada. So yeah, and I did make something of an error in that video. What I said was 3 specific locations. It's actually a little less than that because I confused some of the videos because I took a handful and then I did actually confuse which ones I took. So one could be in Alaska, the other could be in Canada. Just letting you know that right now. Just a little disclaimer. There was a bit of an error. Use your error, I should say. So, shall we get class started, ladies and gentlemen?
We're ready.
All right, let's do this. So if you guys remember the flag of Alaska, it's this blue field with these golden stars right over here. And they're not just splayed out in just random places. No, this is supposed to lay out one of the star constellations that you see in the night sky. It's a little more specific to the Little Dipper. There's a difference between the Little and the Big Dipper. And then you have this little star right up, little. This bigger star over here. So that's pretty much what this flag is. You will notice that this flag is flown everywhere in Alaska, by and large. And obviously it's meant to represent basically what you see in the night sky, the stars and everything. Because if you look at Alaska on a globe, where it's located, it's tilted to the point where you can see the stars a little better, so to speak. But it has everything to do with the alignment of the Earth. So keep that in mind. And I'm about to show you some photos. Ready? Mm-hmm. Here's the first one. This is where I was in Seattle. It's all right. So first things first, I had to go to Seattle. And in case you guys didn't believe me, here I am. And here's the Marina right over here. So do you guys remember Washington? Washington State. Yeah, where the Seahawks live. This is where the Seahawks are from, Seattle, even though this is just one part of it. So that's the Marina in the back. Here I am wearing a sweater because it was kind of cold. Kind of, I say. So just in case you didn't believe me that I was there, I had to give you photo evidence. Like a crime scene investigation. Anyway, so let's move on to the next slide. And guess where I'm pointing at? What am I pointing at? The what?
Las Vegas.
Vegas? No.
It looks like it, huh? It looks like it.
What's the most famous building in Seattle? Sure. What did she say? I I didn't catch that.
Someone's gonna play in Seattle.
Yeah. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you remember what I talked about in Seattle, the most famous building, the Space Needle.
Oh,
Yep, there it is. What am I pointing at? The Space Needle. So there you go. So that's where I was. And in case you guys were wondering where I'm standing on, that was a cruise liner. So that was from our balcony. So let's move on to the next slide, shall we? So this is the first place we went to, a little place called Ketchikan in Alaska. So the thing about Ketchikan that you people have to know about is it was a mining town in the beginning. That's why there's a tiny little shop right here. It's called the Ketchikan Mining Company. It doesn't mine anymore. It doesn't dig for gold, silver, copper, or whatever else you dig underneath the earth. Oil. But yeah, this is Ketchikan, and this was early in the morning. This was like 7 or 6 in the morning. Notice the fog right over here? That's how you know it was early in the morning. So yeah, in the morning it was kind of wet because it was early. And yeah, it was a little misty, a little foggy, pretty much. Yeah. It rained, yeah, in another place at Ketchikan, which I'm about to show you in a little bit. Snow, no. You have to go a little higher than that. A little farther than Ketchikan. So let's talk about the next one. So where it rained was where I took this photo. This is called the Misty Fjords. Fjords are just basically mountains that flank entire rivers. Basically. These things are very, very common in very mountainous places like Alaska, Canada, Northern Europe, Northern European places like Scandinavia, which specifically encompasses Norway, Sweden, Denmark, and if you want to get very specific, Fennoscandia, which that includes Finland. Yep. So, guys, this is a waterfall right over here. This was just one in hundreds that we saw. I'm over-exaggerating a little, but the point is, this is not the only one, as you're about to find out. Go ahead. Right here. So, ladies and gentlemen, take a look at this waterfall right here. This waterfall right here was not even at its peak. So you think that's pretty scary? Well, we were not there at the right time because it could have been so much bigger. So yeah, by a show of hands, has anyone been to a river like this before?
Yeah, I've been to a river, but like that.
Yeah.
No, but not really. I can't remember if I have.
Yeah, no. Because that wasn't even at its peak. So yeah. And I think I should have taken pictures of when I got rained on pretty hard to the point where my jacket soaked and it soaked my shirt. Yeah, it was raining that hard. So the sleeves of my shirt got soaked. The entirety of my back up here got soaked. I was pretty wet. So that's why after our trip, I had to get a new jacket, one that would protect me from the rain, if you would. And here's some more pictures. So along the way to the fjords, we were introduced to the U.S. Coast Guard. So Ketchikan has a little Coast Guard right over here, a Coast Guard base. So the reason why it was pointed out to us was because people often wondered, well, if you guys are a small town out here, then how exactly are you going to help anybody who falls into the water? Well, there you go. That's pretty much par for the course for small towns on rivers. And yeah, people actually do live around here. I see a house over here. I don't know if you see it on the top right. There you go. So that was the Coast Guard. And I think I have another picture of the Coast Guard. There it is, up closer. The Coast Guard will have ships just like this. They serve a multitude of purposes. But the idea being is that, yeah, this is the main ship where, yes, if there is a rescue that needs to happen, they have these ships that have a med bay, they have medical supplies and what have you, and they have a staff on board to assist with anyone who needs assistance. So, yeah. I don't remember what the next slide is. Oh, yeah. This is when we were leaving Ketchikan. So you see all these houses and you see all these ships right here, these boats. Yeah. This is what people do for a living. They go fishing and they sometimes do a little pleasure cruising on their own time. And so you see these houses right over here. This is an apartment right over there. And so when you go to Ketchikan, you're going to see a lot of boats because, they're right next to the water on the Pacific. So there you go. That's par for the course for coastal front locations. So let's move on to the next slide. Here's some more ships right over here. So by a show of hands, who would love to live here?
Me.
Yeah?
Yes.
How about you? No? Okay.
It's a mixture of agriculture and beach kind of vibe.
Yeah, but there's no agriculture. I mean, there a little bit.
What?
Yeah, the thing is, what we were told is that there are no cows up there and no horses.
Oh man, no, I don't want to.
Sorry, Katie.
No horses. No
I hate to break your heart, Katie, but there are no horses up there. Sorry, Katie. I have to be honest with you. There are no horses. They told us straight up. No, you don't want to live up there? Okay, that's fine. Let's move on to the next slide, shall we? This is Sitka. So after Ketchikan, we went to Sitka. It's a small town, just like Ketchikan. The only difference being is that Sitka has a more native and Russian population. And so you're going to see a lot of Russian anything, really, and a little bit of Canadian, too. And so I don't know if you guys can see this. This is a church. So would you guys recognize a church if you saw one? Yeah. So by a show of hands, who here is familiar with Russian Orthodox? East Orthodox Church? Yeah. This is pretty much their church right over here. It's like Catholicism, but a little more East European influence. Yes? Oh, yeah? Yeah, that's par for the course. So I think I have a bigger picture of the church if we move on to the next slide. There it is. So this is the church up close. So if you guys are familiar with churches, they tend to be pretty big. Now, here's a story about this church. You don't see it in the inside because we weren't sure if we were allowed to photograph or take video of the church, but here it is. There's a story that this church almost got burned down to the ground completely, and parts of the church can still be found inside. Pretty scary, right? So on the topic of fire safety, would you guys know what to do in the middle of a situation? Yes. Oh, that's a clock, yeah. But my question was, in the middle of a fire emergency, would you know what to do? Yep. In an orderly fashion, everyone leave the building calmly. So there you go. And this is exactly what happened to this church. It almost got burned down to the ground.
Don't panic.
Yeah, don't panic. These people probably did. Who knows? Yeah, because you'll get burned, you'll get hurt, and people did get hurt in this fire that happened over 100 years ago. Yeah, pretty scary, right? Let's move on to the next slide. So remember when I talked about Glacier National Park? Yeah, I talked about that. Glacier National Park. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah.
How about you, Vicky? You remember this?
What?
Glacier National Park? Yeah? Okay. So here's a little story that I did not tell you guys. So Glacier National Park was formed basically right after the Ice Age. After the last of the glaciers melted, some remained, and this was one of them. And so the story we were told about this little place in Sitka is that, well, the thing is, right over here, you see this glacier, Sitka or Juneau, whatever. Yeah, so right over here, there's the glacier, here's the ice. It used to expand right into the water, right over here, and a little more to the mountain. And this is because over the last 50 years or so, the Earth has been getting warmer and warmer. And who knows, maybe sometime down the line, none of this would exist anymore. Pretty sad, right? Yeah, pretty sad. That's why you got to be more conscious of the environment, you guys. Be more conscious of what you do. So that's why you throw away your trash. You get out more. Do whatever you can to reduce pollution in this earth. So there you go. There's Glacier National Park. So if you guys want to visit, you better start early. You better start soon because you don't know how long this is going to last. Winter may be coming, but that doesn't guarantee it's still going to be there. So let's move on to the next slide, shall we? So this one is in Juneau, the capital of Alaska. You remember that? So by a show of hands, is Juneau the capital of Alaska? Is it also the largest city? No? All right. So the answer is Juneau is the capital, but it's not the largest city. And the reason why I bring this up, Manila Square, is because shockingly enough, there is a Filipino population there. And the reason why I bring this up is because, well, I don't know if we still have a globe here that I could show you, but yeah. Yeah, where is your globe? So I could show you guys. Yeah, and the reason why I bring this up is because Alaska is further northeast of the Pacific Ocean. Meanwhile, on the southwest is the Philippines. So that's the reason why I bring this up. Geographical differences matter. So if you understand geography, you understand that location, 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 it's everything. Repeat those 3 words, and you're going to understand geography a lot better than anyone else. So I guess the search for the globe is a little delayed.
I don't know where it travels to.
Yeah, the globe decided to travel, but let me just show you real quick. Here we go. So normally this would be the map right over here of America, the United States of America. And this is where I went from Seattle going up north, and because of how massive Alaska is, here it is. Alaska is right here. Juneau is right over here down here, right near the border of Canada. Oh, looks like we got the globe. All right, here we go. Let's talk about it real quick. So to those of you watching out there on the work floor, I can hear myself out there. So here is Alaska way up here, and here is the Philippines way down here. So it confused me as to why there were Filipinos in Alaska because of the geographical difference. Yeah, as it turns out, there was a whole history behind that. Filipinos were brought over to work on cable lines in Alaska, specifically in Juneau. So yeah, that's quite a trip from this part of the Pacific Ocean all the way here to this part of the Pacific Ocean. So I was pretty surprised, and I was pretty astonished. Oh, and right over here, you have in the middle of Manila Square, or at least the corner of it, a certain man by the name of Dr. Jose Rizal. He is considered a hero in the Philippines. Yeah, and I took a picture of these little placards right over here. And the thing about Dr. Rizal is that he was a doctor. Yes, he was a real doctor. And he did help people, especially in Alaska, when the Filipinos were installing cable lines. So, yeah, he is revered even now. So there you go. Let's move on to the next slide, shall we? Now, this is where we transition to Canada. By a show of hands, has anyone been to Canada? Anybody in this room? Anybody out there on the work floor? Yeah, I can hear myself out there. Yep. And so I might have talked about Canada sometime back early on when we did not do live streams yet. But here's the Canadian flag in case anybody knows what this is. So you have these red fields on the sides, then you have a white field in the middle, and then you have the red maple leaf right there. And the reason why they chose the maple leaf is because maples are very common in Canada, especially in the southern regions. So yeah, there you go. And here's some photos for you if we move on to the next slide. So here's Victoria City, at least a hillside view of it. So these are the neighborhoods, and where we were was at a park, and it was really cold. And I will tell you right now, if you do not bundle up, you will freeze, especially during winter. And so when we were up there, we were given a tour of the city, and our tour guide, nice lady, she was telling us that there are only two kinds of people who live in Victoria City, which is on Victoria Island. So number one are retirees and those who are newlyweds. So basically you'll find people of different ages, young and old. And our tour guide, her grandfather used to say, and I'm not kidding, she actually told us this story. There are only two people who live in Victoria City, the newlyweds and the nearly dead. So a bit of a dark humor for you guys. I'm not kidding. She actually said that. And that's just because in Canada, Victoria City is a retirement destination. And I can see why. If I were to retire, I would love to go there. That or Hawaii, whichever of the two. So let's move on to the next slide, shall we? Here is the Marina of Victoria City. So you have these ships right here. You have these ships over there. I think this one is also a cruise liner, just smaller, a little more compact, probably. But I think in the next slide, we have more buildings that I can show you. Oh, no, never mind. This is Seattle. So when we came back, it was very, very early in the morning. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning. We got back in Seattle. And the reason why I took this picture, who can see this famous building right here? Yeah. Seattle, pretty much at nighttime. And you can see the Space Needle. And yeah, I love how you can see the Space Needle light up at night. How many people can say they've seen a tall building light up at night like the Space Needle? Especially if you're, in downtown LA? Pretty much. And I think this is the end of my slideshow. Yep, that's pretty much that. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will say this right now. I had a great time when I was in Alaska. I had a great time when I was in Canada as well. So if you guys are interested in going to any of these places, book ahead of time. Plan these things carefully. Be sure you understand whether you need to bundle up or not. And so from there, at least you won't freeze. You won't have icicles on your hair. You won't have icicles hanging off of your clothes. So yeah, we don't want that. Unless you do, then go for it. Be my guest. So either way, I had a great time, and I hope you guys will have a great time too if you ever plan to go to any of these places. So thank you for joining me, and I've been your host, Jeremy. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you on the road.
Yay. See you on the road, Jeremy.
Oh, hold on. Sorry. A little heads up. Next week, we are going to the Northern Mariana Islands.
All right. We're on our way to see Miss Linda.
You gonna get me a group? Okay. I'm gonna start though. Hi! Good morning, everybody out there. So today we are going to be making, we've been doing a lot of fruit smoothies. So today we are going to do a green smoothie that is going to energize you. Okay? And I need to get one thing because you are getting my stuff. All right, so I'm having some guests come in today.
All right. Hi, Linda. Good
Hello,
morning.
hello.
Hello.
I'm having some, who do I have here? I have Tawny and Roberta and Andrea and Ramona and Lisa.
Yeah.
And here comes Sanu. She's gonna put in a chair as well.
Okay.
All right. Hey, could Tiffany Avery hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Come on in. This is gonna be weird because I'm echoing, so I'm talking to you guys right now, and then I can hear it out there. So, all right. So we're gonna have a green smoothie today, like I said, for energy. And can you put some hot water in here? Me? Yeah. You're gonna have to go up first. Okay. Hot water. Okay. Okay. So today we're gonna do a green smoothie, like I said. So we're gonna have some celery. We have some mint. We have spinach.
Oh, yummy.
See all this green stuff?
Yummy,
And then
yummy,
We
yummy.
have an avocado, correct, right here. And then we have a grapefruit.
Yummy.
So we're gonna have all kinds of healthy things, healthy vegetables, and some fruit to go into this smoothie. Okay, because you have to have some fruit because the fruit keeps it sweet, and the avocado helps with the creaminess. Okay, so and then we need some measuring cups. So I go right over here and I get some measuring cups right here.
Want me to help,
All right.
Linda?
No, not right now. So for first thing I do is we are going to cut this bag open. Unless it'll just flip open. All right, so my helper here, Tiffany, just got me some nice hot green tea. And you might be asking, why are you putting tea in the smoothie?
Because it's healthy.
It is healthy, Andrea, that is correct. But we're going to put green tea in here. We're going to let this cool off. We're not putting the hot tea in here. We're going to let it cool off because, like I said in the beginning, this is for energy. This is an energized smoothie. So the green tea, which has caffeine in it, is going to help us get our energy.
Yes.
Okay, so we're just going to sip that in there. Let that sit in there for a little bit and let that cool off. Okay, so we are emptying. So I'm going to double the recipe for today, but usually you just use a cup of spinach, and usually a cup of spinach is just like a handful, but we can pack it in here and see. So that's going to be 1 cup. Because you need to get, they say, 5 to 6 servings of vegetables a day. So this helps you get a few servings of your vegetables first thing in the morning, which is awesome. Okay, and then what we're going to do we're gonna get a cup of water. And we are going to put our water in here. But since I doubled it, how many cups should I put in? Two. Very good.
Oh no. Two's healthy. Make
Two.
smoothie.
Oops. Little bit trying to get away.
Yes.
Linda. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to mix this up. Okay?
I'm ready.
Yay! Mix this up. Okay. So we got that mixed up. But that's not all. We have to put all this yummy stuff in it. So that was 2 cups spinach and 2 cups of water. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to get some of this avocado in there. So we're going to slice this avocado. Oops.
That's it. Careful. Don't cut yourself.
Ooh,
I'm trying to tell me not to cut
avocado.
myself. I don't want to cut myself. I just heard a ding.
I love avocado, Linda.
You do?
Yes.
Too, Linda.
Yes.
Me too, Linda.
Everybody loves avocado in here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we get this big pit out,
Out.
right? We
Right.
don't want that.
No.
We don't want that pit. I'm
No.
gonna go over here and get a towel. My hands. Okay, so we're gonna scoop the avocado in here. Now the avocado is to make this smoothie nice and creamy. Not to mention that an avocado has so many good nutrients for us, so healthy.
Yes.
Avocado, I don't know if you can get like enough or too much avocado. I think it's just really healthy for you. Okay. All right. Got that. We got our spinach, we got our avocado. Okay. We've got a tea. Still a little warm because we want this to be cold, so we don't want to put hot tea in there. Okay.
Right. Okay.
And I said this is to give us a boost. Okay, that's what the tea is for with the caffeine. And then we have right here some cayenne pepper. All right, and we're not going to put a lot of cayenne pepper because we don't want it to taste like cayenne pepper.
No.
But cayenne pepper, anything spicy food, gets your metabolism going.
Right.
So, which is good because you burn calories when your metabolism is burning. So we're just going to put a little cayenne pepper in there. Not much. Just a little cayenne pepper to just for taste. Okay?
And give it flavor.
Okay.
And it'll get you going in the morning.
Yes.
Uncle Linda.
Yes.
Yes.
Uncle is asleep.
All right, so we're gonna put some yummy celery in here because again, celery is
Yummy.
mostly water, right? So that way we're gonna rinse them off just a little bit. Shake, shake, shake.
Boom, boom, shake, shake, shake.
Okay. I'm gonna put that knife over there because I'm not gonna use the same knife. Who likes celery here? You guys all like celery?
Not really.
Have you guys ever, like most of the time when I was younger, I would eat celery. I would just take a piece like this, cut it off, put some salt on it,
Oh my
and
God.
eat it. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna use a new knife.
Okay.
But also you can put peanut butter. Have you ever heard of ants on a log?
No.
Yeah.
Ants on a log. So
No.
ants on a log are when you take a piece of celery, but you cut off this big part. You cut off this part, and you just have this, right? So you put
Right.
peanut butter in it,
Or cream cheese.
or cream cheese, and you put raisins, like
Oh.
ants on a log.
You mean raisins with peanut butter? Sure.
Raisins and peanut butter, sure.
Yes. Yeah, sure.
Oh, yo,
So-
sit.
With a smoothie, as I've said before, you can put anything in a smoothie you want. Okay, if you want it to be a fruit smoothie, you want it to be just a vegetable smoothie, put all vegetables in it. If you want it to be a combination of both, like we're going to do today, that's fine too. Okay,
Okay.
so I'm just going to cut them as small as I can because we want them to grind up. I got 4 celery stalks here. They're listening to us out there, but
Yes.
Yes.
we talk in here, and then they hear us out there. Okay, so this is let's see, this is a half a cup.
What is all this?
What is all this vegetables? What are we doing?
Hey, Linda, what about like corn, Linda?
Yeah.
It's vegetable, right?
Okay, so we have a half a cup of celery.
Sorry.
Put that right in there. Okay.
Okay.
And then we have I'm gonna rinse this off. Try not to use, when you're cooking, you want to use clean utensils on everything. So I don't want to cut this with celery or avocado and then go straight to my grapefruit. You want to do it, you want to make sure you have it clean.
Yes.
Make sure it's
Watch your hand.
clean. We're just going to cut this open. Oh, you guys like grapefruit?
Yes.
No.
We have it once in a while. It's got a lot of acid.
It does have a lot of acid, you are right. But we're just going to cut around the rind here. And we're just going to cut all of this off.
I like apple better.
You like apple better?
Yes.
Yeah. Some people just cut open a grapefruit, put salt in it, and just eat it right up.
Okay.
Or sugar.
Sugar, yeah.
Yes.
Sugar.
My mom put
Yes.
this in though.
Make it sweet. Okay, so this is going to give us some sweetness in our smoothie. Okay, take this right off. Now, I'm not a professional chef, so is there better ways, easier ways to cut a grapefruit? Probably.
Alright.
But, all we want is that juicy goodness.
Well,
That's-
grapefruit has a lot of juice.
That's what we want. We want juicy goodness. We want juicy goodness. So if you can find, I couldn't find any frozen grapefruit, but if you can find frozen grapefruit, you can use that as well. And the more frozen fruit you use, the less ice you need to use. Okay, so if you use frozen fruit, it does make your smoothies thicker. All right, there we go. All right. You want me to do?
I'm not going to sleep, Linda.
You're not going to go to sleep? Oh,
No.
I'm glad you're not going to go. I'm going to move that over there. I'm going to get another cutting board for my mint. Has anybody ever put mint in a smoothie before?
No.
I'm sure you've had mint before.
Yes.
I'm sure you guys have had mint cookies. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Oh,
Yes. Linda.
Okay. All right. So, like I said, I'm gonna wash it off here a little bit. And then we are going to take out a new handy dandy knife.
Wash your hands with that one and
Wash
knife
my
on.
hand- And I'm just gonna cut just a very little bit of this. Just gonna chop it up a little bit. Just so I can put a little bit. You can smell. It smells really fresh. They hear you, Andrea. Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Oh
Oh,
yes. Linda.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yoo-hoo.
So we're gonna have some mint in there. Put that in there just a little bit. We don't want
Yummy, I love
to taste
Linda.
like mint. Okay. Then I'm gonna go over here and ask Linda to excuse me. just for a second. And I'm gonna grab some yummy strawberries. And if you've noticed, in this smoothie, I haven't put any ice. And usually I do put ice, excuse me, in my smoothies. But I'm not putting any ice because I'm using frozen strawberries.
Oh, yeah.
So, woo! Smell those strawberries. Woo! You smell the grapefruit, Mer? Okay.
I can smell it.
All right.
Delicious.
So we're gonna put some strawberries in here. Very easy. And you know, all this stuff can be pre-prepped the day before. And you can just combine it all in the morning and go. You can also make this the night before or whatever. You can make it the night before, and you can just put it in your freezer and grab it in the morning when you go. Okay, so this is our tea, and I think it's ready. Okay, so we are going to pour our tea in there. Go ahead. And that's going to give us energy.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right, so we have grapefruit and strawberries. We have avocado and celery. And we have our spinach. Okay?
And the mint.
And the mint. And a little cayenne pepper. All right, so now we're going to close this up. We're going to shut that. Okay? And then we're going to give this, so it's going to get loud. I'm
Okay.
going to start off all the time like I do. I start off with 1, go to 2, and then hit 3. Now we're going to 3. Pulse it and pulse it and pulse it. Okay. We're going to release it. We're going to look at it. Woo! Woo! Okay, you know what I think it needs? A little more spinach.
Okay. That'd be cool.
That'd be cool?
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It's so nice and fresh.
It is so nice and fresh. You are correct. It is so nice and fresh. So we're gonna put a little bit. Look at that's us screaming out there.
Yelling at us in here.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna get some of those handy dandy cups here that we have been using.
Do we have Linda?
No, maybe we should give some cups away because we have a lot of cups. We have a lot of cups. All right, so let's see. All right. It's not the best, most prettiest color as other ones. Oops. You have to take out your blade.
Oh, yes.
Linda, you trouble.
Don't forget your blade.
I call Linda trouble.
Trouble.
You.
Okay. Okay. You want to taste it?
Yummy.
It's healthy.
Good.
What's it taste like? Strawberry?
Strawberries and
All the. Does it taste like all the flavors?
all the flavors come out.
All right, Linda, you want to pass
Okay.
one out?
Sure.
You want to pass it down to like Sanu?
The new.
We're gonna get taste tests and see if
Very good.
see how this tastes. Can you taste the avocado, spinach?
Yeah. You taste a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything.
Thank you, Linda.
You're welcome.
Is it good?
You may or may not like it. I mean, it is healthy.
It was great, man. That
Got those two. So it's not that fruity peanut butter. I remember the peanut butter and banana one I made first. And then I've made a strawberry one. And there's some,
just a little bit.
there's some right there. You can
I know when you were out.
Yes, always.
just pass it around.
Okay.
Pass it around.
All right.
Well, Tani should have passed hers back, but that's okay. See, can you help Linda pass these out too?
Pass one to Ramona.
Okay, how many more do I need?
Ramona needs one. Thank you. It was great.
When you're cooking, you kind of always make a mess, so make sure to clean up. The best way to do it is to clean up as you go. Looks like I need more.
Oh, what is different? Good.
It's different, right? So I'm giving you all energy today. So this group of people should have lots of energy today.
Hi, people out there.
Okay. Ramona, please stay back. Thank you. Okay. Just don't want anybody spilling anything or cutting themselves. So, okay.
Uh-oh.
So, that is how you get your healthy greens in a fun way, in a fun, sweet way.
Not yet.
And, oh, get her one. Right there, yeah.
It's
All
okay.
right. So, some people are like, yay, and some people are like, nay. But that's okay. You just have to figure out what you like, what you want to put in your smoothies, okay? Next week, not sure what we're going to do, but it will be something fun, and it'll be something healthy. And this is just a fun way to get your vegetables in, be healthy, get some energy for the morning, and go about your day. But thank you so much for joining Linda for Thirsty Thursdays, and I will see you all next week. Thank you so much. Bye.
I was on my hands at the lead by bye. I was a domino, huh?
Bye.
Linda.
I'll wait till I'm done.
He's okay, we went bye.